All right, guys, this is one that I am really excited about. Okay, first, like I always say, 3 minutes. I just need 3 minutes of your time. Don't scroll. Hang out for 3 minutes. I want to tell. I'm a creator. I make stuff out of wire, but I want you to hang out so I can tell you about this character. All right, so you gotta hang out to find out about it. Then at the end, leave me a comment. Engage with me about the character. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions to give you some call to actions, and I want you to engage. All right, let me know what you think. Have you ever heard of Blade? I know you have. If you watch movies, you've heard of Blade. I'm gonna take you back real quick, okay? Back to like I think it was like early 1997, 2000 time frame around there. I went to the movie theater and I saw that there was this new movie coming out. All right, and the movie had a black guy that was leading. And I'm like, okay, that looks pretty cool. Me and the little lady went there to watch this movie, and I was immediately blown away. Like, it was one of the coolest things that I had ever seen. I'm like, yes, I did like a fist pump, karate kick, all that. I was super excited. The movie was Blade. Blade one that came out. Now, there's some things behind this movie. When Blade came out, Marvel was actually going bankrupt. Like they had sold out. They sold Spider-Man. They sold the X-Men. They sold off the Hulk. They had all of their properties that were sold off, and they were literally going down in the toilet. This was their last ditch effort to try to bring money into the franchise. And they was like, you know what? We can't get a studio to do a movie, to give us money to do a movie, so let's just do it ourselves. So they scraped together the last bit of money that they had, and they put on Blade, but they did it right. No preaching, no BS, none of that other crazy stuff. It was just straight out of the comic books, hardcore, fighting, cool character, amazing, knocked it out the park. For once, for the love of God, Marvel just did it right. They left all the other ancillary garbage out and just focused on the character and just something that was cool. How about that? Amazing, isn't it? When you do that, people really like it. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Blade came on the scene and just did cool stuff. Dark shades, he had the sword, he had the guns, he had the karate. Yeah, Wesley Snipes was the star. My God, they picked the perfect person for Blade. Like he is an actual martial artist. He actually knows multiple forms of martial arts, and he nailed the role. He kicked butt throughout the entire production. There was 3 movies. First one was amazing. Second one was great. Third one, not so much. But you know what? Still Blade. And then he came back in Deadpool and recast his role as an older Deadpool, as an older Blade. Still killed it. I'm like, guys, like that's what you're supposed to do. That right there, what you saw in Blade, that's how you do it. You just make a cool movie. You know, the fans of Marvel we like explosions, we like fighting, we like cool stuff. You give us that, and we're like, num, give me more. That's what it was. So Blade, the first movie was killer. It was amazing. Second movie was awesome. All of his abilities, powers, they called him DAYWALKER. Great design, great way he carried it out. Awesome. I created The Wire. Yes, I'm Kevis. I'm the Wire artist. I'm a huge fan of pop culture. I'm a huge fan of comic books, video games, Marvel, all that stuff. I'm a big kid wrapped in a grown man's body. I don't care. I'm not going to apologize. I love what I love. I like what I like, and I say what I said. All right? But I created wire. I'm an artist. So everything that you see here was made from 22 gauge coated copper wire. Imagine that. It wasn't 3D printed. It was all made by hand, by these 2 hands. Yeah. So I created this character, brought him to life. It was inspired by the Blade that we saw in the movies, and I also used some comic book inferences to kind of give me some ideas on what I want to do. I gave him some distinctly different characteristics. I wanted to frame him out in red. As you can see, I gave him like the red rim shoes. He's got the gray armor. I gave him the shades. I gave him a side dagger and a sword, and he's got his trusty shotgun on his side. And I wanted to bring him to life and make him look really cool. So I told you I was going to give you a call to action. Here's your call to action. How many versions of Dr. or Dracula can you name? How many movie versions or comic book versions? I want to see what you guys can do. I'm giving you this challenge. I want to hear it. Give me the largest number of Draculas that you can come up with. Leave it in the comments, but you have to reference the Dracula and where you got it from. Put it in the comments. All right. Also, which one of those Blade movies? This is the second one. I'm gonna give you 3 total. Which one of those Blade movies was your favorite? Which one of those representations of Blade was your favorite? My favorite one was the first one. All right, the first one, yeah, hands down, movie killed it. Second one was pretty good too. I mean, I did like when he did the suplex on the one guy. That was pretty awesome. All right, third thing, which weapon of Blade is your favorite? Because in those movies, in that trilogy, he uses a lot of weapons: swords, guns, knives, daggers, spears, grenades. He's got all kinds of cool weapons. Which one's your favorite? Share it with me. And then I also want you guys, when you finish, click this button right here and leave me a comment on it. And then click this button and leave me a like, all right? In all things, guys, as we create, I'm gonna create more wire art. I'm gonna create more cool characters. I wanna hear from you and take this ride with me. Because imagine this, you got a guy who's actually spending time making stuff out of wire and then telling you about it. How about that? That's pretty cool, right? I love you guys. I always have a heart for you, especially when I go to Comic-Cons and go to festivals. I'm really interested in what you have to say, and I look forward to speaking with you and seeing you in all things there. Everybody that are, if you listen to this, in all things, stay twisted.